Good day everyone, back with some more FGO, and it's time for a new event yet again. It's actually a long event, 3 weeks instead of the typical 2. However, the event overall is quite a bit less grindy and confusing than the last event would be for new players. So where the last event had 3-point sliders, as well as a day-night cycle and a looping system, and then raids and all that jazz. This one is a lot simpler in that it simply is a mission-based event. It's got 100 missions that you will easily complete just as you play through it, do free quests a certain amount of times, kill a certain amount of enemies. But this particular event is quite lovely because, as you see, QP is one of the important materials for this. Those are the 3 shop mats. And then the QP. And that is because, as one might expect from it being set in Las Vegas and a casino event, we're going to do a spot of gambling using our QP. Basically, every free quest, besides having an AP cost, also has a QP cost, ranging on from that depends on the difficulty of the node. And when you win the fight, you will get rewarded several times more QP than what the cost was. So basically this is a lovely event to QP farm for all your skill leveling, ascension, grailing and all that needs. And trust me, you can never have enough QP. You can be at cap and still run out quite quickly after 10-10-10ing a couple 5-star units. Suddenly half of it's all gone, or even a handful of 4 stars. Also, lovely welfare that's extremely useful. She's one of the best 4 stars in the game. She's a single target art saber that's also got a crit focused kit, which basically MP, then crit turn, get her MP back, and continue going about her business. Repeat loops for days. And if you haven't noticed, it's actually quite difficult for new accounts to come across sabers, so she's quite invaluable. As for banners, currently the raid up 5-star is Musashi Berserker, and she's a very good unit. She's one of the premier farmer arts AoE units when Caster or Toya comes out next year. So you get her at like MP2 or 3, and you can use her at pretty much every farmable wave or farmable node pretty handily. Now she's not as good as, say, Astarte in that regard, because Astarte has a big 50% battery where she can make up for any unlucky shenanigans or unusual wave sizes. But she's still very up there. In fact, I'm kind of debating on. I mentioned last time at the end of last stream that I was going to attempt to figure out what banners to target for next year and save for on this account. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I should try to swing a copy or so of her just to get a really solid versatile unit that you can just slap in darn near any fight and do well. You can blow up a wave even in mixed nodes pretty easily. Plus, since I'm going for a starter on my main, it'd be something different here. And in that case, I might just end up, instead of starting my saving now, just going ahead and YOLO rolling a bit on this, seeing what happens. So Karen plan is going for her next year. And then at the very end of the year, the new Christmas event next year, maybe rolling for Vritra and Summer Martha. They're on the same banner, so rolling for one of them is rolling for both of them. So yeah, that's the plan so far. Let's go ahead and of these two, Carmilla here is the better unit of the two, but neither of them are all that spectacular, unfortunately. That being said, they're still perfectly fine, they're just not going to blow your world away if you get them. Shame it wasn't the raid up CE. That would have been nice. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. I bet I'll explain better once we get into the Arta Buster Critter. That's pretty nice. It's alright. Go ahead and lock that for now. The way... So when you're setting your support list, it's a bit... This event's a bit... I feel like the highest complexity in this event is setting up your support list. Because... So... Unlike other events, okay, there's a servant at least. Archer. Is that our like 6th copy of Uriel? I'm pretty sure she's already in P5. She is now, she's not. Or if she wasn't, rather. Let us see. Yeah, she was already in P5. So that's our 6th bloody copy of Uriel. Okay, let's go ahead and get inside the event here. So I do this little prologue here, and we immediately get our limited copy of Saber Hokusai. Remember, she's not permanent until you beat the initial story of the event. And unfortunately, this event does have quite a few time gates when it comes to story progression. Specifically, every 2 days you unlock the next section of story. But this is an event you're going to want to do as many fights in and grind to get you, because getting lots of QP is invaluable. So it won't be too bad. And if you're not going to use apples, which do you recommend holding back on them a bit until the lottery events get started. We will, though, of course, have to make at least some use out of them. Otherwise this would be a very short stream, since AP does not last very long, unfortunately. There are lots of, if you're a fan of the alternate costumes some servants get on occasion, you're going to quite enjoy this event, because there are 8 alternate costumes that you get by playing through this event. Before we go any further, I almost forgot a very important thing to do. So here's the initial map. Lovely water effects. It's quite the colourful place. Sun shining everywhere. Now before we go any further, make sure to take advantage of the double XP, of course. Good news is you get Ascension mats very quickly. They're seen to. Just like that. Also, this event, unlike the last one, event servants get bonus damage as well, instead of just bonus drops. So she, for example, she and the 2 non-Maryland 5 stars. Okay. Yeah, the 2 non-Maryland 5 stars that are going to be summonable in this event, which is Ruler Artoria coming next week, and Berserker Musashi, and then Saber Hokusai, all get double damage. They do double damage for this event. So despite being level 40, she's going to hit as if her attack is double what it is. Sort of. Okay, that's done. We have 1 day left until the Mana Prism shop refreshes. Now here's a bit of a thing where occasionally they want us to put her in the front line. And then some. Well, you'll want her in your party at all times anyway, because so there are a lot of missions that hinge on having her in your party for a certain amount of battles, and then getting her to a certain bond level, and there are mission completions for ascending her, and all that. So just, actually raising her and doing things with her will complete a decent amount of missions on their own as they unlock. Now, even is this fight? Notice, again, most summer servants, if not all of them, will be event servants here as well. And MASH is typically an event servant as well, since everyone has MASH. And they take pity on us. So, after this we will, after we do these two opening fights, we will talk seas. Because, the way the event's set up, and considering you're going to want to. Oh, well, this was a bit overkill, wasn't it? You thought we were done with the chickens, but they're back. Which is perfectly fine, as they can drop feathers. Get used to this mat, keep this mat in mind rather, because it's important that we acquire 100 of them as quickly as we can. Well, you sort of naturally will get it fairly quickly, but the very first, we have to purchase an item from the shop with 100 of those that will unlock the next story quest after these initial ones. This is a nice little solo fight. 1v1 me. 葛飾北斎ダイナマイト競泳水着宮本伊織いざ尋常に勝負 This isn't too bad, just basically hit it with some brave chains. Buster brave chains. Buster art is the highest damage. You always have a guts for no button. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. There we go. We get some crits, we'll make it even easier. There we go. That's what we like to see. The guts lost 3 turns, by the way, you were curious, as does the Stargather Raider. And just like that. And you've completed your first mission. And there's a lovely Berserker monument. Or piece, rather. Pieces of silver, monuments of gold. And we've unlocked Siegfried's outfit, so if you like Siegfried, he will be the raider 4-star on Merlin's banner. Merlin's banner, yes, this is important. So Merlin's banner is technically lost the entire event, but if you notice, then that, we will unlock the next one. So we have to acquire 3 million QP we have to get as rewards a total of 3 million QP. And then we complete this mission and we get this little puppy, which is her ascension item. Okay, now, if you'll recall, there was no other non-story banner or FP banner. But I said Merlin's banner technically spans the entire event. Well, that is because it only pops up on Sundays. So each Sunday, this event should be 3 of them. There will be a banner that has Merlin as the raid at 5-star, Siegfried as the raid at 4-star, and then Huma as the raid up 3-star, which 3-star raid ups are the real joke, honestly. So for my main, I'm going to roll a bit, see if I can't get lucky and snag Merlin fairly quickly. On Sunday, Merlin, now reminder, Merlin is the premier Buster support in the game. And he's an extremely good support. Like he's so good, he can work even with non-Buster units because he provides a lot of protection for the team. So you know how David provides an AoE evade? Well, he provides AoE invul for a turn. Then his MP gives HP regen as well as MP regen for each turn, for 5 turns. So he helps with quickly keeping yourself topped off and with getting your MP back quickly. All sorts of fun stuff. He also provides an AoE attack up that comes with a 20% MP battery as well. And then his big Buster up also provides a massive crit damage up, as well as a decent sized max HP up, all for 3 turns as well. So definitely recommend giving that a go if you like. We're obviously not going to do it on this account. Now the good news is, again, this event will get a rerun next year, so you can take a swing at him next year, which is also another reason why I'm not too fussed about rolling too much until I get him, or if I got him at all, because priorities this year are starting and hopefully having enough left over from her to have a good shot at Scotty. Because unlike Merlin, this is Scotty's last raid up, that I know of at least. I don't think JP's gotten another raid up from Scotty since. Okay, so to explain this event, well, right here you have a counter that shows how many QP you've gained from doing 3 quests in this event. Target to do the next story quest is 3 million points rewarded. So that will be our goal. Now, since technically QP is one of the event currencies, it is actually better when picking a support servant to grab one, that's not what it is, that has, what's happening? Huh. We've actually developed a bit of a friend list somehow. That has a CE like this that increases QP drops. Now, unfortunately, on my main, this one is better for you to have for your own account, but for your support list, there's basically a version very similar to this. The art is quite similar, except for typical Mona Lisa, or Da Vinci, because this is Da Vinci. Instead of typical Da Vinci, it's Da Vinci Lily, in the same pose, just mirrored, called Bella Lisa. And that one, when used as a support servant, so will increase the QP by 15% for the person that uses her as a support servant. But if you use that one on your own, it's a 5% up. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get that one on my main because I didn't realize how handy they were at the time, unfortunately. And it passed, and unfortunately it's not been added to the Rare Prism shop yet, even in JP. So it's going to be a while before we get another shot at it. Luckily though, Mona Lisa here is available. However, new accounts, there's no way you'll be able to get it. There just isn't. Because it costs 1 Rare Prism to unlock it to being available in the Mana Prism shop. And then it will become like these. So there are 5 of them, and it's 1,000 Mana Prisms per pop. So 5,000 Mana Prisms to MLB that sucker. And then like this one over here, that's almost down here. So basically there's just no bloody way a new account would be able to afford it regardless. Even 1 copy of it. Because at least starting out, it takes some time to start getting your Mana Prisms rolling. But pretty soon it'll get to the point where you're using a lot less of them per month than you're gaining from events and the like. So you'll get up there pretty quickly. Or you'll get there, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, so basically, first, when it comes to support list, it's actually good for this event. The priority is QP, because that actually locks you. That not only do you pay QP, like for example, this is 20 AP and 50,000 QP as a cost to do it once, but then we will get rewarded several times more QP than what we paid. So as long as you don't fail the fight or back out of it, you're good to go. And no worries, the fights aren't particularly difficult. But yeah, if you can't, it's good to focus on using a support servant that has one of those Mona Lisa or one of the Da Vinci craft essences, because that will really juice up the amount of QP you're gaining. Now when it comes to the other mats, the shop mats, again our first target is getting 100 of these cubes, which happens to drop from here, which is the first free quest we're going to be doing. The 3-star craft essence, or both 3-star craft essences from this event are the ones that boost drops for these, and you will get rewarded one after completing mission or story section 3. So you can actually wait until you get that to seriously try to farm for the 100, just to be more efficient. It doesn't really matter though, it's not going to take that long regardless. Now, it's easy enough to slap that in it, but there's another mechanic that's very important. Okay. Right here, defeat 5 dancing coins bonus. Dancing coin, so every free quest has an inherent 25% chance of spawning one extra enemy. These rare dancing coin enemies. They're basically 2 lines of coins in like a vague cross shaped, or maybe like a bow and arrow shaped enemy type. So normally the third wave of a free quest will have 2 enemies, a mob and then a servant boss. When the spawn chance procs and the dancing coin pops up, it'll be in that third wave and it'll be a full wave of 3. That's pretty much the only difference. It has about as much health as the mob does, so they're not some super terrifying enemy. They seem to all be lancers, but that's pretty irrelevant overall. It's not like they're particularly strong. However, it's the more you can get those to spawn, the better, because they all drop an extremely large amount of QP. It's just a very, very, very large bonus of QP if you can get them to spawn. So, they have an inherent 25% chance of spawning. Do we have an... Is there a mission that has it? Hold up. Science points in no. Okay, so there are 2 welfare craft essences for this event. Welfares being the ones you get from not rolling. Also, this is the item we need to purchase to continue with the story shortly from now. This Tanuki's Leather Challenge. Well, here's one of them, Midsummer Memories. This one gives you Buster up, Quick up, and MP Strength up. But even non-MLB, it doubles the attack power of whichever servant it has equipped. So they're going to do double damage. This is a very important CE to get to start putting on a servant, on your big DPS servants. However, the other and the one that's more useful even after the event, because it's a 50% starting CE with MP damage up and Arts crit damage up, which is let's see, where is it? Heavenly Demon Princess. I'll go ahead and post that for you. Give it a look-see. That, each copy of that will increase the dancing coin spawn rate by 15%. So just adding 1 puts you at 40% spawn rate. 2 would be 55%, 3 70, and then the full 5 copies would put you at 100%, so guaranteed spawn. Now if there's an MLB copy of it, it counts for a plus 30% instead of the plus 15. So basically, as you get these, you want to prioritize them. So the idea would be you yourself slap on your servants as many copies of Heavenly Demon Princess as you have access to as you get them. And then your support servant ideally will have something that boosts QP. Or if you have Mona Lisa, you can grab a support with Heavenly Demon Princess and slap Mona Lisa in one of your slots to make up for it. But yeah, the goal is to reach 100% spawn as soon as you're feasibly able, because they really drop a lot of QP, and you will eventually need to kill 10 of them to complete all the... I think 10 is the highest number that missions require. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, 40. You will need to complete... You will need to kill at least 40 of them, which is no issue. They'll start popping up pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if any copies of Heavenly Demon Princess will be available before the first time gate opens. I'm actually not certain about that. Actually, I already know that they aren't, because I'm to the time gate on my main. That was a silly thing of me to say. However, soon after the time gate, in a couple of days, you'll get your first copy of it. Okay, let's get started. So, for ease of clear, could just go with a nice AoE archer. Or for the better gains, go with the QP bonus. Oh, here's the other CE. That's perfect. This is Bella Lisa. And you see, if she's used as a support, you get a 15% QP bonus. It's very handy. Whereas Mona Lisa is just a for yourself or use as a support, 10% either way. And they do stack, so you can use your own Mona Lisa on your team, and then use a mate's Bella Lisa, and you will get 25% more QP every fight. Unfortunately, here's one of the... Hey, I see you. Remember the tentacles. Nina Mayinanis, she's a great streamer. Definitely recommend checking her out. If you like her Guffy streams. Spectacular artist, very entertaining. Puns for days. So this is this little dilemma we're having, because we have Robin, basically, against Robin at that, as an archer DPS who's single target without a battery, so there is a worry about getting his MP quickly. Well, actually there isn't, because Wave is going to give him 50% charge, so I guess there's that. But until that point, his face cards aren't actually going to do all that much damage. This is why, if you were looking at it objectively, or wanting to strengthen your account, the most bang for your buck, it would be biting the bullet and rolling for some of the big supports. Because if you can get those, now you've got a lot of freedom, provided you can actually, you actually start working on leveling them and see if they're usable. Because then it's like, okay, I have my own Waver, I have my own Marilyn, so I can just grab a mate's Ishtai easy as, or I can grab a mate's Artoria or Rescigol. Ivan. Oh, people don't like Buster Riders apparently. Quetzalcoatl, Ozymandias, or Nerocaster, Cleopatra, Gramps, Semiramis. She's Buster, yeah, Semiramis. Mama here, or Garjuna. This is a very useful servant right here. She's got double damage, and she's going to, it doesn't matter who you're going against, she's going to blow them up. It's because she's a berserker. But yeah, when you have the supports, you can just plug and play from your friends list DPS that fit the battle the most. So yeah, and this is a good year for it as well, because again, Maryland's going to be rated up in a couple days, and then ditto for a couple weeks from then, each week. Scotty's going to be available in late November, and then early next year we get a 5-star ticket where you can pick either Waver or Tamamo, depending on if either of them have spooked you or not. Now, of the two, Waver would help more generally because he can be used with anyone, whereas Tamamo is more arts focused. And again, if you miss Maryland this year, he's going to be available next year as well. So if anything, Scotty'd probably be higher priority if you were going to save or open the wallet for just one. But all that rant just to get to the point of saying we're going to just grab the DPS to make the fights a little quicker and more bearable for you to watch. My deepest apologies, Coo, but it seems we need to swap you out. I don't think this one... No, this one's purely cubes. So this is the Himeji Casino, and it drops those gold cubes that we need 100 of. Okay. Also, the way these, if you notice, that there were 2 tiers to this free quest, as you can see. This beginner one, and then a more serious one. You have to do the lower levels before it unlocks the higher levels. And then there's going to be a 3rd tier to each of these casinos. Each casino has their own free quest, as you would expect. There's going to be a 3rd tier called VIP, which will be the big one, the big cat daddy that you want to actually farm. But those are typically locked behind story and mission completion. Like the one for this casino will be the VIP that will be unlocked by the time you hit the time gate. Remember these little buggers from the last event? They're back. Well, if there's any chance Robin will actually kill. He should. He's got bonus damage from the event. Also, oops, in that case. If only I trusted his damage a little more. But it's not needed. He's just got 35k HP. In that case as well, 50% batteries are so bloody good. Well, one of the many reasons. Looking forward to getting her MP upgrade here fairly soon. Next month or so, I think, sometime or another. It should be about the time of the next event, honestly. I think that's what it's tied in with. As you can see, even these little rinky-dinky easy quests gave you 100k QP, which I don't know if you've been paying attention to how many QPs how much QP you usually get from a fight, but it's not that much, unless it's the QP dailies, of course. But these are going to start skunking that even very shortly. Lovely silver apple. Oh, here's an important thing. So, if you notice, on login we get an extra login bonus of these Fever tickets. Those are used to play these particular Fever quests. Which free quest has the Fever available rotates daily. And again, there's no real rush because, again, the event lasts 3 bloody weeks, so you'll have plenty of shots at whichever one. Now, and they give a wee bit harder than the regular version of the quest. not a great deal, but just a bit. But they give a lot more reward in return for QP and especially currency. This is another thing. So now, full disclosure, I've not played through this entire event before because I would have had to done it on JP, and unfortunately my original JP ult was lost before the rerun of this event happened. Right before, actually. It's depressing. But anyway, what I'm told, or rather what I've gathered from comments others have made, perusing of guides to make sure I have my information sorted, is that you get so much of the mats from doing these fever quests that it easily makes up for trying to focus more QP bonus CEs instead, and spawn bonus CEs, which is good. But yes, generally you want to hold on for your fever tickets until the highest rewarding free quests are available, which are the VIP ones. And of these casinos, the one with the absolute highest reward of QP is the Camelot VIP one. I'm pretty sure. But I'm also pretty sure that one's the last VIP one we actually get to unlock story-wise, so it's going to be a bit before that opens for us. So yeah, long story short, don't use your fever tickets just yet. Give it some time, you got plenty of time. Alright, let's go up to 40 AP now. Now you have a choice here. You can continue playing this same casino, or this exact node, until you reach 100 of the cubes right now, or move on to the next one and do the beginner and then the intermediate with it, and then farm that upper node until you get the 3 million awarded QP to unlock the next story quest. Then after completing that, you get rewarded the silver CE that gives you bonus drop for the cubes, and then come back and farm this one until you get 100. So it's really up to you, either way you want to play it. It doesn't particularly make much difference. Love the high hit count these buggers have. Really helps to get your charge up. Okay. Let's think. I'm going to say we can one-turn this. He's getting bonus damage. He's level 60. He's not fired all that much, unfortunately. But he's a little. But he's going to get the triple plus. You know what? We'll see what happens. Okay, he just crits and makes it an area where he, regardless. Now, that being said, crit does double damage, so he was still going to easily overkill. There we go. Also, those Soul Eater enemy types, it's very rare to find variants of them that aren't just assassins. So these saber ones aren't that bad. There's the Florence Nightingale. Okay, it seems the playing cards can drop from here as well. It's just predominantly the cubes. As you see, that's quite a bit better, isn't it? Practically a third of the way to the next story mission. Anyway, and this was a low drop. They normally get better than that. Also, these see the drop for these are pretty good. So basically, a couple more runs would just about do it. I got unlucky on my main, of course, and it took an extra one because I got stuck at 90 bloody 6. But might as well be efficient and move on to the next casino, which is Pharaoh Casino. Actually, no, not the Pharaoh. We're going to go Camelot. Oh yeah, keep forgetting we have we even have MP2. Well, that makes me happy. Okay. It doesn't particularly matter. Sure, seems fine. This is the easy round anyway. One Link would work well with Saber Hokusai as well, since he also buffs, he's an arts crit support, and she's a crit focused art unit. Ah, the chickens, they're back. They're berserkery. Be nice if they drop some feathers. They can't drop feathers, right? Ah, these chickens don't actually drop feathers, apparently. They drop Yggdrasil seeds. Today we learned. Today we learned. Life's been a lie. Make sure to do this. Both to the charge and nice influx of crit stars. Okay. We're going to focus on the MP game. Didn't matter if she had Buster or Arts there, either way it was going to. Well, I guess we could have waited to see what they dropped like that. Yeah, the seeds. I should. This place is the one that drops the tokens, so I should have grabbed that Berserker Musashi from the dear Tentacultist on the friends list. So I will do that next time, I suppose. Because the next round is, unfortunately, Assassins. The next tier up from this one in this casino. And Assassins are always a pain in the rear because, well, I went over how difficult casters can be. So if I had done the first fight of Camelot, you would have been acquainted with this lad right here. These Great Knights. They drop the Great Knight medals, which most units that are affiliated with Camelot need a lot of. So you need to get very used to them by the time you go through Camelot. They're pretty tanky, they hit pretty hard, and they have annoying skills too. And there are a lot of them. And the drop rate is dreadful. The ones in Camelot are stronger than this lad though, so no worries. Till then. Incidentally, Lanling is not a bonus servant in this summer event. However, the next summer event next year, the new one next year, so not this rerun of course, but the new one, he gets him a nice outfit and will be a bonus servant. Pretty sure it's that event. Should be. Yeah, because it's Sigurd, he, and who's the 3-star? Drawing a complete blank. It's going to bug me now. I'll have to look it up. Let's see RMP again, shall we? While you're watching that, I will tab out and okay, there is no 3-star, it's just 2 4-stars. Then they swap who's on radar. So Sigurd's the 5-star, and then Lanling and Emiya are the 2 4-star units that get outfits. I'm still shocked they haven't done Kukulane's Hawaiian shirt summer outfit. That's gotta be soon. Probably this year, honestly. Don't really know who else they could grant ones to at this point. Right out. And he's definitely a popular character. Look at how much regen she gained. Even, I mean, this is hardly the picture of a complete unit at this point. Really would be nice if I could somehow scroll up a second copy of Artoria. I mentioned before how I'm so torn when it comes to Mordred, because she's my favourite. But then I already have Artoria all decked out and stuff. And with the ticket, I could theoretically MP2, guarantee MP2 Artoria, whereas it would just be one copy of Mordred, so they would be like even with each other. And I'd have to go out of my way to roll in the Apocrypha event before the ticket. I think it's before the ticket. And hope to get a copy of Mordred to MP2 her, but that would take away from my funds for trying to roll for Castoria next year. It really is a bit of a thing. I say funds, I mean St. Courts. Because again, I don't actually have money to throw around here. I purchased enough Saint Courts to do a handful of GSSRs, and that was it. That was a one-time thing. Wasn't even my money either, it was a gift. Last gift I ever got, actually, come to think of it. As you can see though, we have reached the point where we've run out of AP. So we're just going to mosey on over here. Grab us a lovely little berserker. And just to make sure we don't have anything this. Oh. Right. Also. Right. I want to prioritize getting these three. What he's done except his skills. We just need to still work on his skills. But these two need to be raised and skilled up. Luckily, it's not as bad as where Holmes needs all three skills leveled, because Mozart needs 2, he's first and third, and Shengong can get by, to begin with at least, with just his third skill levels. Honestly, we could level Shakespeare's first skill, because the thing handy about him is his first skill's the only one that needs leveled, because his third skill is important because it's a targetable 20% battery, and it's a 20% battery at rank 1, just as it's 20% battery at rank 10, so it's completely worthless to level it, because all you're going to be using it for is some bonus charge. But he's already from level 1 gotten his important skill, so you can, if in a pinch, you can keep him at level 1 if you don't have any emphasis. If you don't have any means of leveling him at the moment, and just rank up his skill, and he will function just as well. He's just not going to hang around very long, obviously. In fact, on my main, I was gated by some mats, so I had him at like second ascension for the longest, with a rank with his fair skill at 10. It's actually quite a while before I was able to finish him out. It's kind of funny. What was I even doing? Alright. But is Cheetah and I... Spin the cat on that. Oh! No, these are playing cards. Right. It's the 5-star one. So I guess we'll get some starting charge. That should be good. Alright, let's see how we do. This is the node to farm until you reach 3 million QP, which shouldn't take but like 2 rounds, honestly. And then we do that little story section. And we'll be granted a copy of the silver, the 3-star, one of the 2 3-star craft essences. So, Circus Sashi has a 1-hit evade and crit strength up on her first skill, which goes down to a really low 4-turn cooldown at rank 10. Here's a lovely ability where it doubles the number of hits for her arts attacks. And the higher these, so it says the strength decreases for each hit, but overall damage increases according to the skill level. So if you have that at rank 10, then that strength greatly decreases is basically null, because it's the bonus damage is far outweighing it. And increased MP gain. This is Loop City. And then of course she has a PSN bond still. That also gives her quite a bit of protection. She gets a large attack up for 3 turns and a nice guts, and lowers the defense for all the enemies. Now, a lot of people whine about this, the demerit, but I mean, she's a berserker, she's going to get blown up anyway, and it gives her a guts, so. Also, there are multitudes of ways of healing that back up very quickly. So there's not really, it's not really worth complaining about. It's a really strong skill. Okay, so guess we'll do this. Did we just get a Great Knight Medal? Yes, please. Ah, and the crits began. Oh. You can't be doing me like that, love. We do want the game. But see tonight, can I trust you to kill with a Buster Crit? You know what? You never can tell, unless you try. Well, sometimes you pull the lever in those slots and you just lose. You just completely lose. Aim Peko. Oh right, it's a sticky evade hit. It's like David's AoE evade. It's like he did that to her, to where it will last until it's actually eaten up. Should have made note of it. Should have made use of it actually. Should have quite a bit more health. Oops. In fact, we'll make use of it now. Okay, how do we want to do this? The way the chicken has basically as much health as the bloody dragon does. Seems fair. Now I'm fairly confident she's going to kill this bloody dragon. I'm less confident Cheetah is going to kill the bloody chicken. But it doesn't matter because we have Musashi on backup. It's vital to kill the dragon because it hits an AoE, so it's going to eat up her evade instantly. Never in doubt. Come to see tonight. You make me sad. Ruse. So one way to help Zerka Solshi when we get in regards to be married, the easiest way is just to give us some the healing command codes, like the heal buff, and then the actual healing ones. That being said though, Tamil Mo is the current premier support, and then is helped out even further by Castor Autoria, who provides a special kind of super involved. And Tamamo provides healing, lots of healing. She heals with her MP and she heals with her arts up as well. Okay, let's party. Pretty good damage. Of course. Oh, we just needed the one fight, as it turns out. We got a great knight medal. Going to need a lot of them. Just barely got enough. So this gave us that, but it also appreciate your enthusiasm, but I can't see what I'm clicking on. Okay, we have a fast ascension for dear Okusai. Now she can go up 10 more levels, and she has a second ability available, which is her defensive ability for the guts, as well as Star Gather. It's an important thing to have on a crit focused unit. You want them to actually slurp up those stars that are made. Unfortunately, I worry we may be about to run out of embers. I foolishly did not think ahead and go ahead and farm some up. That was some unusually... I'm joking. There we go. And there she is. Here's the CE that we will be rewarded with shortly. This fight is against Castigal and Lonling, but Lonling starts the fight stunned for 3 turns. So that's amusing. Also, we have access to a level 60 MP3 version of Summer Soshi, if you like. probably easier just to do this. I don't remember if I bought any of that, but this is the outfit. Caster Gilgamesh unlocked, or we unlocked for him last event. I feel like it fixes whatever's... I feel like in his normal model, something is off about it. I'm not exactly certain why, something just looks odd. And I feel like it fixes whatever that is. Otherwise I'm fairly indifferent to it, honestly. So she should definitely... I think we'll hold off on MP until next turn. Doesn't particularly matter, but... I mean, not even going to bother. She doing this one. They might actually kill him. There's a possibility. As I said, they might just kill him. Makes this a bit of overkill. But he doesn't like a little overkill every now and then. Story fights, by the way, generally don't drop any currency or bonus QP or the like, so you have a lot of freedom on what craft essences you bring. In fact, if you have a hold of the damage Cs, and you can just laugh at them pretty substantially. So lovely. Definitely need more of those, particularly the caster ones. Next is a fight against an archer servant. Quite like Elena, but unfortunately her caster, the summer version here, is just dreadful. It's really unfortunate. There's no need to do all this prep, honestly. How many Resh cards do you want? Yes. Remember that every time you see YouTube comments or general FGO comments from people that say, but a wretch doesn't do any damage. It needs face guards. I'll let Benny Enma and Karma. Now our goal is a big old 25 million QP. And we can get our first command code reward from this event for sending Hokusai. It's a very situational one. It's definitely not one that you would plug in for general use. The fact they came out with so many of those very situational command codes where it's like, okay, for this fight we definitely need to switch this one out and put this one in to make it easier. But then it's like, right now it's like, oh, but you have to use a remover to do that. But next anniversary we get the free respec, where you can, once you unlock a card, you can freely put command codes in there and remove them at will without costing anything, which is quite lovely. Now that we have the 3-star CE, we can return here to farm for 100 of the lucky dice. I guess we'll just continue along like this. Back to Robin. I feel dreadfully like I'm forgetting something. Oh, right. I remember now. I'm glad I hesitated there. In fact, this node also has a bit of a drop rate for the playing cards. Now, it's not spectacular, of course, but we've got it, so we'll throw it in there. There's a bit of irony in this, the fact that even people that aren't overly fond of summer servants will have a high likelihood there's a higher chance of them rolling on this event because of Maryland, who everyone could use quite well. in an event where the gacha craft essences actually aren't overly useful, as opposed to the spawn C's general QB bonuses. Use a little funny how that works out. Might should have swapped Cheetah with Cheetah there. Oh, young Robin with the crits. Young Robin's about to get his MP. Wait a minute. Young Robin has his MP. Young Robin's about to give this poor hunter a bad time. It's weird. Oh yeah, could have done it with her as well. Oh well, we'll give Robin a chance to shine. Go ahead, mate. Cheetah clean up. Since she shouldn't be doing anything for the last wave. Speaking of lost waves, we haven't gotten a lucky coin spawn yet. So that's unfortunate. Lots of mission progress each run here, as you can see. And one more run will get us where we want to be with the dice. That wave went a lot, went just quite well. Could just brave chain the fish tower, but I'd like to get some MP game with Jordan as well. So I'm going to do this. Didn't matter anyway because they crit. 1%. 1 bloody percent. Actually trolling. Hey, there we go. Meet the dancing coin. So I guess it's more of an X shape. Some of them are more like a bow shape, like almost like it's a bow with an arrow strung through it. But these are more sort of a funky X. So this little puppy is going to drop a great deal of QP. Especially when they start popping up in the VIP version of these quests. It's going to be quite lovely. Almost. The wild beast there is the Soul Stealer in the midway, if you were curious. And now we're well over 100. As you can see, the coin dropped 400k by himself that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Yeah, I think we have a string of story fights, if I recall correctly. Once we make this purchase, of course. Alright. Silly me. Zappy. This one's a bit of an interesting one in that it only lets you use 4 servants. Now, in spatial formations like this, it does this little number where you can completely set up your entire party, but it doesn't affect how you've already gotten it set up in other party sets. Hopefully that makes sense. Or no, we need him in here for backup. For bond gain rather. Okay. So this fight is 3 sabers and 1 lancer. The next wave is just 2 sabers. So we'll be holding hair for it. Should be 10%, yes. Unfortunately, we just got 1 buster for Hokusai, so we'll take Fergus down. It's going to be a bit annoying with Diamid because he has his own evade skill if he uses it, but he didn't. He was a big dum-dum. You know what? It's fine. Who doesn't want to see Hokusai's MP again? As you might expect, leveling Hokusai's fierce skill as soon as you can is nothing but a great boon, because it's a star bomb as well as an MP battery. Both of those effects are very lovely. Goes up to a 20% battery at rank 10. Mev and Fron. Thankfully Saber Fron's going to get another rank up eventually. Next year, the year after, I forget. I think next year. Possibly the year after as well, but that's this current year in JP. So we're not to that point yet, we're not to the summer events. Summer in Japan just started after all. And we have to go through anniversary first, which should be beginning in a couple days. Exciting. Also, being as it's an anniversary, just like how we started this account, if you're interested in trying out a JP account, that's a good time to try because there will be an inevitable Star Dash campaign where you get even bonus goodies for starting to play at that point. Just remember to log in every day. Oh, it's lovely. Although we've already leveled Lon Ling past this point, and Hokusai doesn't need them. But I'm sure there's another Saber that'll come along eventually that we'll want to level. Specifically, we need an actual DPS dealing AoE Saber at this point. Once again, we can ascend our precious Hokusai, and she's going to get even stronger now. Provided we have the embers to level her. Wow, it's almost a partial level. Let's see if we can get lucky and get a 5-star saber ember from the gacha, shall we? Oh, one important thing to note if you're going to start or attempt a JP account, there's a bit of a bug due to time zones. If you have your phone or emulator or whatever set for a non-JST time, after midnight your time, occasionally it will glitch out a little until the next daily reset for FP summons. So if to where it won't let you do it, it will pretend like you have your daily free roll, your free 10 roll, but even if you've already done it, and then you click the button, and then it'll never work, even if you're trying to spin these instead. So a way to fix that is to set your device or your emulator to run off JST time. Or just wait for the daily reset and you'll be fine. Just make sure you log in and do your daily 10 roll before midnight and you'll be good as gold. It doesn't always seem to happen, but it happens fairly consistently. It's been a bug for a while, but it's not something they're probably going to ever fix, because in their minds, why would you not just play the version that's in your language? I assume is the way they would think of it. Even though those versions are 2 years behind. Now this is an interesting battle. A mystery opponent. I will go ahead and spoil you and say it's an Archer 7, just a single Archer 7. However, their strength and weakness triangle is inverted. So instead of being weak to Lancer and strong against Saber, they're instead strong against Lancer and weak to Saber. So, well, it's kind of interesting that and we're still in the full saving limit sort of thing. Summer version of Bonnie and Reed, which is actually a fairly decent servant because she's actually built around the gimmick properly, whereas the Rider version isn't. So that's quite unfortunate. where like her skills actually support and help her, because the gimmick they both do is sort of relying on guts and having guts propped and leaving you at really low HP because their MP gets bonus damage based on how much HP they're missing. So to get the best bang for your buck, you want to be skinning the cat a bit with like 1 HP as low as you can comfortably get. Now Ku actually gets a similar upgrade where he gets bonus attack from having lower health on his guts in the future. A buff he didn't need, but here we are. Oh, bugger. So, well, I'm gonna need you to stop critting. It's all the same to you. Saying it all doesn't matter. I'm curious how much QB it costs to 10 a 4-star servant. It's right at like 87.5 million QP. It's less than 88 million, I'll put it that way, to get all 3 skills to rank 10 on a 4-star servant. 5 stars significantly higher. Another archer piece. Bring that up just to sort of teach you about what kind of thing to eyeball. Like we're at 42 million here, so we could 10 one of her skills and get her quite high up in a second, provided we had the materials, of course. But we couldn't actually go out and we're going to start working on a fair skill just to get a battery and star bomb up, because it's going to do nothing but help her performance. We can't go too crazy with it, of course, because this is a fresh account. We just don't have all that many. Bugger. All that many I cry every time. All that many materials. It'd be really nice just to get that extra level. Bloody 3 Cs. Luckily, they do drop from this event, so it is possible that we will come across them. Okay, next fight. Nice archer and rider fight. We know what to do with those. I'm lazy, I'm just going to do that and call it a day. Now, it's shortly from now you're going to be introduced to another type of quest that's available in this event called the Big Chance Quest. And those are one time only, so they're not something you can farm. You just do them once and it's over. And they cost quite a bit of QP, but you will gain back double. And I think there are 4 of them in total. I think it's 4. I do know that and they scale up in difficulty as you do them, of course, or as you get to the later unlocked ones. And the last one, if you win, you get rewarded 100 million QP. So just to put that in perspective, it's a chunk. That's like a 10th the actual cap. Because I'm pretty sure the cap is 999 million. I think I should know this. I'm pretty certain I hit cap last year on my main. It's actually a bit of a bugaboo when you hit cap. If you don't have anything to raise at the time. Feels really bad. If I don't have anything to blow SQ or QP on, what do? It's right on monuments and not pieces we need for Ushi. Actually, I think we need all 3 of the mats Ushi. Yeah. We need all bloody 3 of them to get her max ascension. These at least we can get from this very event, from the shop. But these are a fairly common drop from events. I don't know if this event will have them, but they generally drop fairly often. These are a bit rarer though, but luckily we only need 2 of them. And this is pretty much the same fight, except bit more health on. Well, no, they have less health, and then an alter ego gets added. It's a Mecha Liz, and Archer Oki has break bar health instead of a single health bar. So basically, also forced to start Okusai, which is fine.
Las Vegas 水着剣豪七色勝負乱れうぐいすお茶っぴー葛飾北斎対頑張った大胆ビキニ現行空白お坂部姫いざ尋常に勝負。
戦うからには手加減はできないわ。腕っこき
So she's already gaining a decent amount of stars now.
頑張ります。いい度胸ね。
This is a bit overkill. Right.
いいのだわ。冥界まで連れて行ってあげる。何のそのだ。私縛るわ。天に絶海、地に監獄。我がかかとこそ冥府の怒り。反省するのだわ。気がれいるから。そら、取り込んであげる。コンタクト。厳しくいくわ。でもまあ少しは優しくやるわ。江戸っ子はさつきの恋の吹き流し。クローン青い義経。削れるやるのだわ。しゅっこや甘酒飲みて。
And we have Fuma's outfit. All that's left is Marilyn's, which I think we get pretty soon after the initial timeline, so in a couple of days. Okay, I was having a bit of a brain lag. I wasn't certain if I fully ascended Robert or not, but I vividly remember doing his strengthening and getting his third skill, so it was quite confusing. Brain lag indeed. After this, so the big chance quest, also the VIP quest for this casino is available. As you can see, the first reward for it is a fever ticket, so that's lovely. The big chance quest is right here. Now these, again, they're one time only, one try, and that's it, and you're not going to get a refund if you muck it up. And they're a lot more difficult. Well, they're not necessarily difficult, but they're a lot more difficult than the free quests are. And especially on a new account, you got to be very careful. And so it's very recommended you hold off on these until you get some of the damage C copies. We could buy two. So yeah, this one is 2 Lancers and a Berserker, all of which have roughly... So the Berserker and one of the Lancers have right at 200k HP, and then one of the Lancers has just under 260. Now, Besides that, they have a gimmick of every one of their normal attacks has a chance of charging their MP gauge. So yeah, you do have to be quite careful. You want to blow them up as quickly as possible. And then the higher difficulty ones, the ones after this one, will start adding break bars into the mix and having even higher health bars. It's like this one can conceivably be done without the Dharma C pretty easily. I mean, I did it without the Dharma C on my main, but I also had access to plenty of units to work with. So yeah, besides that, next order of business is to go through each of the remaining casinos and get the first reward clear from them. And then, besides the big chance, that takes us up to the time lock, where we just spam HimAG VIP until the time gates up. Just as many runs as you can get. So, I think what we'll do is we'll run. We'll skip the big chance for now. So the reward for it would be 4 million QP, by the way, if you were curious. So we'll skip the big chance for now and move on to these two, and then depending on how AP and apples work out, we will do an initial run of VIP just to show it off on stream, and then I'll see you when the time gate ends, I suppose. In the meantime, I will continue grinding these, and I might take a slight detour and try to grab some more Yggdrasil seeds off stream. Actually, come to think of it, so I can get Hokusai's first skill a level. So might as well do this summon since we have it available. Artisan's not one that we particularly want. It's unfortunate. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Finally get Asuka or something. Nope. Isn't to be. So these are casters, so it's a great time to break out those lovely AoE riders, if you have any, which hopefully you do. They're fairly common. I suppose. Yeah. So your goal, in the meantime, with the time gate, is to hit 25 million bonus QP by the time it unlocks on day 3. As long as you're consistently using up your AP as it regens and gets you a run, you should be good to go. Okay, good. I was having some more brain lag, so I wasn't certain if we got as much as if I had that bonus drop craft distance equipped or not. I thought I had, but I wasn't sure if I had swapped it out or not. We went through so many story quests with a different party. I feel when you miss every single bar. Sad, sad panda. You can tell I mostly care about getting Mordred and Jolter's MP as opposed to Cheetah Knight, since they get bonus damage and she doesn't. Wait, there's a ghost. Can it actually drop? Okay, there's a right at 11% chance of dropping a ghost lantern. So ghost lanterns can be dropped in this event, it seems. That is good to know. Hopefully we are granted a couple. for too long.
それね、行くわ。よっしゃ。はっ。せ。修羅になるわ。
Goes with the bloody crits as always. Yeah, I'm not thinking this is one wicket, one turn.
それね。そら来い。やっちゃうね。はっ。
Just hope the ghost doesn't drain our MP like they're known to do. Okay, he didn't. He's a good lad.
行くわ。それね。よっしゃ。行くぞ。はっ。ザブーンかな。修羅になるわ。羅刹と化すわ。大切にケアしろよね。さあ、ドイツ語の辞書を準備するわ。慌てない慌てない。来やがったな、水曜の大波。行くぞ相棒。波乗り波乗り。
Next up is
触れ書きには目を通したかい。さあ、はったはった。
Incidentally, besides these 3 quests, I think there are 2 more sets of 3 quests, or casinos if you will, that will become available as time gates open up. I think there are 2 more. Of course, this is next on the menu. Let's see. So 17. Well, how about that? It's exactly what we need. I've not been paying attention on how close we're getting to leveling this Mystico to 10. I know it's level 9 right now. Probably still quite a ways.
戦いであれば蹴散らすのみです。
These enemies can drop knight. I think he drops stakes, and stakes are one of those that aren't used by a great number of units. However, well, they're used on quite a few, to be fair, and it's also in massive quantities, like bronze mat level quantities, even though I'm pretty sure it's a silver mat. I wouldn't swear to that though.
いかがでしょうか。行きます。お任せよ。行きましょう。
This on Ling's just going to crit. Shame she didn't crit. Hmm.
行きましょう。
いいですね。ピョーンとつこうか。
ファイヤー。取った。
Ah, the BM 20% crit. I've actually went through quite a few stakes on my main account because the rescue goal's one of the ones that need the most, and then Rene's needs the same amount, so I went through both of those, and I think there was even a third servant that used a lot less than those, but actually, let's see. No, I'm preparing for Astarte needs 36. That's what it is. So I have enough for her after doing Resh and Rene's. Both of those two needed 216. So yeah, that was fun. If this account did get Vritra, the fun would continue there because she needs... Oh, she only needs 44. I thought she needed more than that. So that's not bad. But then there's Canis. If I went for Canis, she needs 132. Bugger. And outside of event, you're not farming them unless you've cleared Salem, which is an embodiment of Remnant. Because that's where the farming spot for them is. The drop rate's actually one of the better ones, but you need such high quantities that that's not much of a consolation prize, unfortunately.
いいですね。何の園だ。はい。そら。
There's the crit.
Eh, 決着いいですね。この明かりの希望、死を減らす命の証。
You're joking. We got a CE drop. So, in some events, the welfare CEs, you will be able to purchase 4 of them from the shop, or get 4 of them from like mission rewards or a points ladder. But then to get the 5th copy, in fact most events are like this unfortunately, to get the 5th copy so you can MLB it, You just have to pray for a drop. This is one of those rare. This event is glorious. For one, you get so much QP. It doesn't have annoying mechanics and the like, and it's generally a fun, light-hearted event. And neither of the two welfare CEs are ones that you need drops for. You get 4 of the damage CE from the shop, and then you get rewarded 1 for doing a epilogue story mission in week 2 of the event. And for this one, this Suzuka Gozen's the servant that's on it, of course. So you get 4 copies of Heavenly Demon Princess, which apparently they've named to Demonic Sun Princess. You get 4 copies of this from mission rewards, and then the 5th copy, just like the shop C, you get from doing just one of the fights in the epilogue part in week 2. That being said, this is going to hopefully get us quite a bit more dancing coins, even pre time gate. This craft essence is really good. It's pure attack. You got some nice MP strength. Arts crits up, so it's very good. And starting MP, of course, that's the big one. Just a brilliant craft essence to slap on arts crit focused servants, like Saber Hokusai, for example. Or you've seen Astraea. This goes very lovely on her. Saber Lancelot, if you like him, and go great on him. Nagao, it worked fine on her.
いやー、さすがおえちゃん、めきめき腕を上げているようで何より。あの子が立派な剣士になれるよう応援してあげてね。
So yeah, we're pretty happy about that. Here's a moral of the story. So let's go ahead and swap this out for that. And now we have a solid 40% chance of the bonus spawn as opposed to a measly 25%. And I yet again failed to pay attention to how much the EXP were away from level 10. Oops. Just me things. Anyone that's been checking out any of my VODs will be well aware of that part of me, unfortunately.
行きます。どうぞ。よしよし。どうぞ。よしよし。
He's at 7,300. She's actually close to him in attack, even though she's 16 levels lower. And again, she's getting double damage, so might as well take out the highest HP one to begin with. Okay, looks like if only he had a little bit more vinegar to him. in his defense, I don't think we fired him. I doubt it. Well, this account's still very new. I have to keep reminding myself.
受けます。
ピョーンと使おうか。
行きましょう。
Do this. Just get him some game. Oh, we need to get Artoria some game so she can actually do a job of blowing up the. Oh, bugger. Right. Need Hydras. I don't think we've seen a Hydra. No, we fought. No, that was never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think we've seen a Hydra on this account yet. They're very mean. They can remove buffs and put bluff block. Very, very annoying enemies. You want them to disappear
いいですね。
with the quickness. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do this just to make sure he disappears. Get out of here.
さつきの声の吹き流し。東海道スタート少々見よ。まだまだ。
Also, the giants. These you don't typically start seeing around until Lost Spells. So, a little bit of spoiler there for you.
何の園だ。ピョーンと使おうか。
Okay, I'm glad he crits because I half expect him not to have finished there. Would have been embarrassing. Boy, this giant really doesn't like Okusan.
何の
Feelings
表情
mutual, though. Honestly, with her attack doubled like this, she might be packing just as much heat as Saber is here. Amusingly enough. Dear metagame. Let's see, 12 point. We've got 13,000. Yeah, it would be close.
前例を見せる。逃がしはしない。それがあなたの決断お任せよ。束ねる星の息吹、輝ける命の本流。エクスカリバー。トーン。
I'm very surprised he's not
正面打てて勝つ。
using his evade.
いいですね。何の
行きましょう。
Very surprised.
我が主、いかがでしたか。さあ、勝ち時を上げよう。
It's nice to get more monster gems. Alright, now we're to the time lock, essentially, so it's just to run this quest over and try to reach 25 million by the time the next quest opens. which is that time. So compare whatever that is to your time zone. And you'll be good to go. Let's go ahead and do one run here. Yeah, this seems fine. Probably. Oh, bugger. You know what? I'm just going to bloody check. Party setting. Okay, well, 1.6 million away. That's bugging me far more than it should have been. Take 2. Incidentally, just like Heavenly Demon Princess is good for arts crit focused units, this one is very good for Buster crit focused units. There's also in the next event, the lottery event, Gilgamesh lottery event. There's going to be a Buster CE on the summoning campaign there that is even heavier focused towards Buster crits. So it gives like a 25% crit strength bonus only to Buster cards, whereas this one is a 15% to any card that happens to crit on your unit and gives you a 15% Buster. In fact, let me see, it should have another effect as well. I personally think this one is better though. Starry Nights. Yeah, because it gives a general Buster of 15%, and then the crit damage of Buster cards is 20%, and it's all attack just like this one is. So basically, the only difference between it and Starry Nights is Starry Nights gives an extra Buster card effect, extra 5% Buster card effectiveness, whereas it gives an extra 5% crit strength up, but only for Buster cards. So, yeah. Otherwise, they're similar. For full attack, so they can both go up to 2000. If you like Starry Nights, it should be available on Ereskigol's banner. So Ereskigol and Fion will be rated up together early next year. So you can roll for it there if you want it. I quite like Ereskigol. She's a very good AoE Buster Lancer. She's very survivable. She has a lot of team support. She helps really loop your MP. She crits quite well as well. Her only downside is not having an upgraded MP, which, I mean, they upgraded Ishtar's MP, coming soon, of course. So, Ereskigol has got to be around her level of popularity. Personally, I definitely like her Rescue Doll a great deal more. So they might end up buffing her sometime, never can tell. There's generally a round of buffs given out during anniversary, so we should actually be getting some in-foreign buffs pretty shortly, since JP anniversary is coming up very soon. I'm pretty sure we can two-turn this fairly easily. So the MP should kill the dog. And Ishtar should make quick work of the shooty boy. Then will be no issue whatsoever taking down Robo Jojo over here. Just for kicks and giggles, let's gen some stars. Lovely dancing coin bonus. And this is an actual, this is the big boy version of the free quest as well. So this should be quite a substantial buff to you Jack, look at you, blocking everything. You make me sad. Should be quite a substantial buff to QP game. Very jaunty there. Shouldn't matter. Did I forget to... Oh, now I never know. Incidentally, there will be missions for getting up to 400 of each of the three sharp mass. So that will be a goal to work towards. As you can see, big 600k from that coin. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We take those. And another fever ticket. So yeah, till the time gates up, we'll just be doing that same fight over and over and over, hoping to hit 25 million, which shouldn't be too bad. So, till then, enjoy your gambling. Actually, let's check, because we don't need.
ここはラスベガス最高の社交場であると同時に至高のショップでもある。ショップオーナーとしてあなたを歓迎しましょう。
This is a bit of a mistake, but well, not really. It's fine. I just hate to not keep leveling her. Might as well just throw it all on there. Hope we get a crit. Wasn't to be. Alright. We'll work on doing that as well. Actually getting close to getting another login bonus. Unfortunately, it will just be for Saint course. We're not going to get a great deal from login bonuses for a bit, unfortunately. But once you hit 100 when you hit 100 days of logins, of total logins, you will get 30 Saint Quartz, and then you will get 30 more Saint Quartz for every 50 days of logins afterwards, from then on, till they alter it somehow in the future, if they do. And by alter it, I mean buff it, because that's pretty much the only thing they would do in that regard. When they run out of things to add quality of life wise for anniversaries, I suppose. Alright. That's been an introduction to this current Las Vegas Championship March event. So, hope you enjoyed. And see you when the time gates up. Till next time.